To get busy. To help us with tips on what we need to do and how we need to go about it is attorney and CPA and partner in the tax accounting firm Prager Metis, Mr. Marty Davidoff, joining us right here on the Live Zone. Sir, good to see you and welcome to the show.
Great to see you too.
All right, so you saw me raise my hand, sir. I'm in trouble here. Well, almost in trouble because time is running out.
Not in trouble yet.
Well, thanks to you, I'm definitely not going to be in trouble. So if you're just starting the process like myself, what should I really be doing right now?
Well, first of all, you should decide whether you're going to prepare your return or you're going to hire somebody to prepare your return. Because having a professional is usually helpful for most people in the United States, but some people like to prepare their own. So first, make that decision.
And so with that being said, because I've seen so many websites, and so for example, God, I can't think of the one right off top of mind, but I've seen folks actually go on a website, perhaps download an app, you put in a couple of numbers here, a couple of numbers there, and you're good to go. But I guess my fear is I don't want to be audited.
Well, you're not necessarily going to get audited by doing your return yourself, although they may find some math errors if people do it manually. One of the biggest errors is people add things up wrong. Or even worse, you're going to get a refund and they put the wrong bank account number on the return. So make sure, whether you prepare your return or somebody else does, that the information on your bank account is proper and properly in the return. So those are important things. But in terms of whether you use somebody else or download software, if you have a return if you've never prepared your own return, what you should do is at least have a professional prepared for you. That way you're going to learn what's relevant to you. Or if your situation changes so that new things are happening, people go from being an employee to being in the gig economy on their own. Those are important things to use and prepare for, at least for a year, so that you understand the questions.
Yeah, one of the terms that I've heard time and time again come tax time is, hey, well, I'm going to file an extension. And so with that being said, what exactly would I need to do in order to go about just that?
Well, an extension is an extension of time to file your return. If you don't pay your estimated tax, it's going to be another 0.5% per month penalty, which is like interest at 6%, plus the interest that the IRS charges for regular interest, another 7% per year. So it's like paying interest of 13%. So if you get an extension, it's an extension of time to file. You just go on the irs.gov website and you find the place to file your extension or go to your preparer. But it's very important to file the extension because a late return gives you another 5% per month of penalty. So it's very important to file that extension, gives you till October 15th.
Yeah, well, gosh, I guess they are definitely not playing around with regard to making sure you file that return. 5% a month, that is a lot. So a lot of folks...
There's a maximum of only up to 25%, but that's still a lot of penalties to add.
Yeah. Yet again, it pays to be responsible. And so with that being said, folks that want to immediately be responsible right now, well, they're probably going to go ahead and rush and get it done. But when you rush, you can make a mistake. Enter identity theft. Yet again, something we should all be concerned about.
Yes, identity theft probably impacts about 1 million people a year. And my suggestion is you get an IP PIN. The IRS, you can go on irs.gov, get an IP PIN. The other thing is, if you're not ready to file your tax return, do file that extension, pay in your best estimate. Better to be careful and get the right thing. And if you have the IP PIN, that'll protect somebody from trying to file early. Most of those people have tried it already. By this time on April 1st, they've already tried to get a refund on fake information through your account. But what I would do is, if you have complications, especially if you're waiting for that K-1 from your investment or from an estate or from a trust, wait for the K-1. And if eventually you don't get that information returned with K-1, you can always still file without it. Just tell the IRS you don't have it. And the way you tell them, there's a form 8082 that says, listen, I never got my K-1 for my business. I never got it for my inheritance. I never got it for the trust. And I'm going to estimate my amount.
Yeah. So Marty, if you've been hiding under a rock, which I know you have not because you are truly all knowledgeable,
Thank
You
you.
would then think that, well, hey, everything's A-OK. But in this case, I'm making reference to the number of cutbacks at different agencies. And it's no secret. We have seen cutbacks within the IRS as well. And so with that
Mhm.
being said, do you suspect or anticipate for anything to be different this year? Because, well, there's less bodies in that building.
Well, if you have questions and call the IRS, they've got less bodies to answer the phones. I believe that the returns are going to get processed. The IRS knows that is their number one role, is to get the returns processed and get the refunds out. But if you have questions, you're just probably not going to be able to get through to the phones.
All right.
That's
Well,
going to be the big difference.
yeah.
And here's the thing: if you owe money, you can get into an installment agreement pretty easily. You can, hire people like me who are tax controversy specialists and the like to help you through that. Or if you get a notice from the IRS,
Hence, it's your time to shine, sir. Folks that want to contact you or find out more information about you, how would one go about to do so?
they could email me at EMD for Emar and Davidoff, EMD at PragerMetis.com, PRAGER, Metis, METIS.com.
Absolutely love it. Yet again, we have been speaking with Marty Davidoff. He is with tax accounting firm Prager Metis, and kind enough to join us right here on the Live Zone. Truly appreciate your time, sir. Feel a lot better about my current position because of you.
Great to be here. Thank you very much.